The moral of the story is to not use tablecloth.
True.
That takes his great sharp scissors out and cuts their thumbs clean off.
On the 5th day, he was dead.
Welcome to the Nosy Noisy Neighbors podcast with Chang and Nin, where two immigrants in Germany talk about expat stuff.
So welcome back to this second episode of
Struwwelpeter.
Yeah.
The sixth story onwards.
Yeah.
So should we start?
Yep.
This one, the story of little Saka Thumb.
Thumb sucker.
The thumb sucker. Oh yeah, this is short.
Don't they have pacifier back then?
Probably that's why pacifiers
Was
are a thing now.
invented. Yeah.
Yeah, so should we read?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So one day, Mama said, "Conrad dear, I must go out and leave you here. But mind now, Conrad, what I say. Don't suck your thumb while I'm away. The great tall tailor always comes to little boys that suck their thumbs. And ere they dream what he's about, he takes his great sharp scissors out and cuts their thumbs clean off, and then you know they never grow again. Mama had scarcely turned her back, the thumb was in, alak alak. The door flew open, in he ran, the great long red-legged scissor man. Oh,
Scissor man.
yes, that's the tailor.
Yeah.
Oh, children, see the tailors come and cut out little Saka Thumb. Snip, snap, snip, the scissors go, and Conrad cries out, "Oh, oh, oh." Snip, snap, snip, they go so fast that both his thumbs are off at last.
Well-
Mama comes home. There Conrad stands and looks quite sad and shows his hands. "Ah," said Mama, "I knew he'd come to naughty little Saka Thumb."
So the mom just basically said, "I told you so."
Exactly.
I told you. I hate to say this, but I told you so.
Yeah, there's no panic or anything. Like, let's find your thumb. Then go to
Nothing
the
like
hospital.
that. Yeah, I just said it,
So that's it. That's probably why pacifiers
was
were
invented, yeah. But
So kids don't lose their thumbs.
why would the tailor get annoyed at him sucking his thumb?
I don't know.
He's so OC,
And he doesn't live in the house as well.
Yeah, why? No, like, why, sir?
But there are probably tailors all over Germany back then.
'Cause
Because
there's no...
fast fashion is not yet invented.
Yeah. There's no factory of clothes yet.
No.
It's all tailor-made.
Yes, but that's poor Conrad for losing his thumbs.
Yeah, like, what? So he only have, like, what? Eight fingers.
He can only count to 8.
Yeah, like, it's...
But yeah, that's it. And I'm not sure why, but until now, like, pacifiers are a really huge thing. I've noticed in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kids, like, almost all babies have pacifier. And some kids don't grow out of it until 6 years old. I've seen kids like 5.
They are for this stories for them.
Well, yeah,
Hoffmann wrote this for them.
but then they have pacifiers, so they cannot
cannot-
get
yeah.
scared of the
Thumb.
the scissor man. So
And
yeah.
also, Caesar man, the tailor, why isn't he letting the kids suck the thumb? Like, they're just being kids, Let them be kids.
I'm also not sure why. Like, it's a big in the Philippines. Like, thumb sucking isn't really a big issue, right?
Yeah, but some adults, like, they would bite the nails.
Oh, so
They're like this,
is it like the adult version of thumb sucking?
Maybe. No, I remember when I was in the university, like, one of my classmates, like, she would do this on her nail. But not really the thumb, Just the
Okay.
nail.
Because they're anxious or what?
Maybe. Or maybe out of mannerism.
Oh, okay. But like unlike here, like modern day thumb sucking / pacifier.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I would say.
But here it's they have like a centrum for kids like who are having difficulty taking this pacifier away. Like they would really look for it, they would cry because parents use it, to pacify their kids. But then they get too attached with their pacifiers that until they're 3 years old, and then parents would find it, inappropriate for 3 years old to use pacifiers.
Well, it has something to do with I'm not Freudian, but it has like the theory of like, being oral and anal. You know what I mean? Like some people, they find pleasure something with their mouth. That's why they some people like, do cigarettes and stuff. Like
Try
there's
again.
there should be something like happening in their mouth always. Like they find pleasure in that. It has something to do with how they developed as a kid. I don't remember the Freudian theory anymore because it was like I studied it like many years ago. Just Google it.
Yeah, because a Montessori mom once told me like they allow their kids to use pacifier as long as they want because they did not breastfeed their kid long enough,
Yeah,
and
that.
they're scared that if they grow up they might go into like
Yeah,
cigarette
cigarette,
smoke,
yeah.
like smoking. So they allow their kids to use the
that.
pacifier.
Yeah, I remember now. Sorry, the Freudian theory is about like being deprived with that.
Okay. So the Montessori mom was correct.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, it has something to do with deprivation.
But then pacifier thing, if it goes too long, then it makes like the teeth go bad, like deforms the teeth formation.
But for little kids, it's alright because they would change the teeth anyway.
But if you're 3 and above, then like how your milk teeth form. If they get new teeth like the permanent one, then they would follow like
The
how
baby teeth.
yeah.
There's brace anyway.
Luckily,
It's fine.
luckily, that's what's good is with the Krankenversicherung. It's for kids, for
It's
little kids.
it's covered.
It's covered. And now parents, they trick their kids. These days, like who uses their pacifiers a lot, they would say like, you know what, you're already 3. Let's go to the pacifier tree. So you can hang your pacifier there and say your goodbyes to this pacifier. Yeah, there's this center for kids who have like pacifier addiction or something.
Addiction.
Yeah,
Oh my
they do
god!
have
And then they will give up their pacifier in the tree.
And then nearby, there's this tree, and then it's surrounded by all sorts of pacifier because the kids would hang their pacifier and say their last goodbyes, and then
And then it will be given to Tafel so other kids can use
oh
it.
my god, please please don't do that. Pacifiers are very affordable.
Yeah, but I remember in the Philippines, yeah, it is being used by kids up until 2 or 3. It's fine, but yeah, maybe I agree. There's something wrong if it's like more than that.
Yeah, and that's what's good in Philippines. We don't have like issue about thumb sucking or like pacifier addiction.
We don't know that. Maybe
But
there is,
in
but we just don't notice it because it's so normalized.
Yeah, but like pacifier, like how do you call it? Like you don't see pacifier that much being sold in supermarket. But then we have problem about smoking. So
Yeah, that's why. Like
And
there's
we
like
don't
it is like a subconscious problem that we don't really address.
So for kids, it's not a problem with pacifier. But then for adults, they
Yeah, and also I think it's not all outcome will become like a chain smoker or something. If there's like other effect to that, not
Yeah.
just cigarette.
so but that's the story of Conrad the thumb sucker. But did the
I-
Germans learn? They just made something. They just made another solution for.
I would say that the tailor, it's unnecessary, my dude.
Yeah.
To cut his thumb is unnecessary.
Just wanted to scare the kids to
Yeah.
stop thumb sucking, and probably since he's a doctor slash psychiatrist.
Maybe it has something to do with that. Anyway, so next bit.
So, the seventh one is the story of Augustus, who would not have any soup. Or, like in German,
Die Geschichte vom Supen Kaspar.
Suppenkasper.
Yeah, just basically the story of Soup Kaspar.
Yeah.
Wait, in some translation, his name is Augustus.
Yeah, like here it says it's Augustus.
But the title is
The story of Augustus.
I
would not
true,
have
we're
any
not the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's Caspar, sometimes it's Augustus.
So this one's Augustus. And it says, Augustus was a chubby lad, fat, ruddy cheeks Augustus had.
Body shamer!
Well, I think back then, it was good to have fat kids. And everybody saw with joy the plump and hearty, healthy boy.
Mm-hmm.
He ate and drank as he was told and never let his soup get cold. But one cold winter's day, he screamed out, "Take the soup away!
Hoy.
Oh, take the nasty soup away!
Oh.
I won't have any soup today." So that's the first day. Next day, now look, the picture shows. So this one again is
Yeah,
like,
there's a photo.
illustration. The picture shows how lank and lean Augustus grows. Yet, though he feels so weak and ill, the naughty fellow cries out still, "Not any soup for me, I say. Oh, take the nasty soup away."
Nasty soup!
Yes, because I won't have any soup today. So, will you read the third day?
The third day comes. Oh, what a scene to make himself so pale and thin. Yet when the soup is put on the table, he screams as loud as he is able. "Not any soup for me, I say. Oh, take the nasty soup away. I won't have any soup today." Look at him. Now the fourth day's come. He scarcely weighs a sugar plum.
Okay.
He's like a little bit of thread. And now on the fifth day, he was dead.
So,
Unfortunately. RIP! Condolence Augustus or what's his name?
Augustus, the Suppenkasper.
Casper.
So,
Sorry.
so like, it's so extreme.
Yeah,
Like, after 5 days without eating your soup,
you will just die.
you just like, snap, and
From being a chubby kid to like in just 5 days he became so thin and
see, that's why you have to really have your soup.
I wonder what's the soup made of.
I don't know. It's so nutritious.
Yeah, that your life is dependent on that soup.
like when they say like you cannot live because probably he's not drinking water. That's
Maybe.
his source of fluids. Yes.
True. Maybe. And also maybe not at all. He's not eating at all.
Okay,
Maybe.
so
and
that-
drinking.
So it's just his soup.
Yeah.
Probably Augustus is sick with something. So he doesn't want to eat or
Yeah, because in 1800s, there are a lot of sickness that doesn't have cure yet.
Mhm.
So maybe he is really sick and that he doesn't have appetite to eat.
Yeah. So this Heinrich Hoffmann, he's just
Yeah, you're
get-
just
Ah.
you're invalidating his disease.
Yes.
I would
But then for kids,
Yeah, it's just as simple as that. Not eating soup and then you will die.
that's true. So kids, eat your soup. Drink your water.
Soup nowadays are if you didn't make it on your own, right? Like the instant soup, it's full of chemicals as well.
So probably think twice. If Pierre calls me Soup and Casper because every
Because?
time when I'm too hungry, I would have soup first before eating heavy meal.
Why?
Because if I start eating like meals right away, I get like upset stomach.
I think it's because your stomach is so empty that you need to have like warm soup in it.
Yeah, like, pre-game.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
So, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, like if I'm too lazy as well, I would just cook like instant ramen. So, next,
Okay, so for the next story.
yes, it's about fidgety Philip.
Fidgety Philip or Die Geschichte von Zappel Philip. Oh, see?
Fidgety Philip. So,
So,
let me just read what
Okay.
it says. Let me see if Philip can be a little gentleman. Let me see if he is able to sit still for once at table. So it's about a kid who can't, he's so
he's got
spastic.
ADHD.
Yeah. Oh, I got through. All right. Thus, Papa bade Phil behave, and Mama looked very grave. But fidgety Phil, he won't sit still.
Oh.
He wriggles and giggles, and then I declare, swings backwards and forwards and tilts up his chair, just like any rocking horse. Philip, I am getting cross.
Oh.
Who's that getting annoyed?
Like the papa.
Ah. See the naughty, restless child growing still more rude and wild, till his chair falls over quite. Philip screams with all his might. See, you're very makulit.
Philippa.
Catches at the cloth, but then that makes matters worse again. Down upon the ground they fall, glasses, plates, knives,
Oh.
forks, and all. How Mama did fret and frown when she saw them tumbling down.
Uy, uy, uy.
And Papa made such a face. Philip is in sad disgrace.
Oh, Philip.
Where is Philip? Where is he? Fairly covered up, you see. Cloth and all are lying on him. He has pulled down all upon him. What a terrible to do. Dishes, glasses, snapped in two. Here a knife and there a fork. Philip, this is a cruel work. Table also bare, and poor Papa and poor Mama look quite cross and wonder how they shall make their dinner now.
That's true. So,
That's what is.
the moral of the story is to not use tablecloth.
True.
That's just it.
Or just put away the little stuff near your kids.
That's true.
I think this story is for parents.
Yeah. Don't use, that's why these days, barely a lot of Germans use tablecloths.
Oh yeah.
No?
And also those dishes and forks and spoons for kids are made out of plastic.
That's true. Because they knew, yeah, if your kids will be kids.
Yeah.
Especially if they have ADHD like Philip.
I don't think this story was effective for kids back then.
For sure. I mean, if my parents would read that story to me, even if on my mother tongue, it would not have any effect on me. It's
just being kids.
That's true. Especially if your kids is hyperactive. Can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Herr Hoffmann.
Sorry, but you need more time to learn.
As a psychiatrist. Well, at the time there's no ADHD back then.
That's true. And they don't have cure for it
Yeah.
back then as well. Except for making stories like this.
Yeah, no, this is their therapy. I think Hoffman did this for his therapy.
Oh yeah, probably. Like, he would read it in front of the child.
Yeah. And then just scare the kids. The next is the story of Johnny Head in Air.
Oh, head in here.
What's that auf Deutsch?
Die Geschichte von Hans guckt in die Luft.
Oh yeah, and the other translation is
The story of Johnny Look in the Air.
oh.
So, it's probably, he's not an airhead, but he just likes to look up. Is this Riza May? Look up! Look up!
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so let me just read it to you. As he trudged along to school, it was always Johnny's rule to be looking at the sky and the clouds that floated by. But what just before him lay in his way, Johnny never thought about, so that everyone cried out, Look at little Johnny there, little Johnny Head in the air." So it's just basically like daydreaming
Yeah.
every time he walks down. Okay. Running just in Johnny's way came a little dog one day.
Oh.
Johnny's eyes were still astray, up on the high and in the sky, and he never heard them cry. Johnny, mind, the dog is nigh. Bump, dump, down they fell with such a thump, dog and Johnny in a lump. What happened to them?
Like they just, they bumped on each other.
All right. Because he's just not looking.
Looking where he's going.
Okay. Once with head as high as ever, Johnny walked beside the river. Johnny watched the swallows trying, which was cleverest at flying. Oh, what fun! Johnny watched the bright round sun going in and coming out. This was all he thought about. So he strode on, only think, to the river's very brink, where the bank was high and steep, and the water very deep, and the fishes in a row stared to see him coming. So even the fishes are judging him.
They're probably making bets.
Yeah. One step more, oh, sad to tell, headlong and poor Johnny fell, and the fishes, in dismay, wagged their tails and ran away. Oh my God, even the fishes like, he is helpless,
Yeah.
Oh my God, what happened to him? Sorry. There lay Johnny on his face with his nice red writing case. But as they were passing by, two strong men had heard him cry. And with sticks, these two strong men hooked poor Johnny out again. Oh, you should have seen him shiver when they pulled him from the river. He was in a sorry plight, dripping wet and such a fright, wet all over, everywhere. Clothes and arms and face and hair. Johnny never will forget what it is to be so wet. And the fishes, 1, 2, 3, are come back again, you see. Up they came the moment after to enjoy the fun and laughter. Each popped out his little head and to tease poor Johnny said, Silly little Johnny, look, you have lost your writing book.
Oh gosh.
Shade!
Oh god.
That's what happened. Well, I think it's still relevant up until today.
For sure. But how bad could it be? Even the fish would
Are so disappointed at you.
and make fun of you afterwards.
Oh my God, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, even now, kids, they don't
They don't see where they're going.
because they always have their phones with them. They're not looking up, but now
they're
looking down.
with their phone.
But still, head in the air.
Yeah.
Head in the air.
Not literally, but figuratively.
Yeah, like air in the head, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't care. And then they just look from time to time, which is okay-ish.
Yeah, but if you look from time to time,
Yeah.
but not but sometimes even if they don't have phone, sometimes they are not mindful with what's on the surrounding. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
That's true. So
Still relevant today, Hoffman.
yeah, yes.
It's a hit or miss, no?
That's true. But this one's actually, it makes sense these days. Except that he's not looking up, but now looking down.
Yeah.
And then without the writing book, instead of having a writing book,
You lost your iPad.
yeah, they have their handies. Unless they fall in if they fall in the river.
Yeah, or in the lake or something.
That's
do they walk in a lake? No. No.
Are they Jesus?
No,
Walk on water.
Yeah, river.
I like here by us.
Yeah.
We all have
weed.
river.
Yeah. So,
So, the last,
that was fun. So, next
the last story.
auf Deutsch zuerst.
Okay. So, die Geschichte vom fliegenden Robot.
So, yeah, the story of flying Robert. So, let me just read. When the rain comes tumbling down in the country or the town, all good little girls and boys stay at home and mind their toys.
Okay.
As you all should know, it's so nice to stay at home when it's raining.
Yeah, that's true. Just stay at home.
Robert thought, no, when it pours, it is better out of doors. Rain it did, and in a minute, Bob was in it. Here you see him, silly fellow, underneath his red umbrella. Oh, what a wind! Oh, how it whistles! Through the trees and flowers and thistles. It has caught his red umbrella. Now look at him, silly fellow. Up he flies to the sky. No one heard his scream and cries. Through the clouds, the rude wind bore him, and his hat flew on before him. Soon they got to such a height, they were nearly out of sight, and the hat went up so high that it really touched the sky. No one ever yet could tell where they stopped or where they fell. Only this one thing is plain. Bob was never seen again.
Oh!
So he's like an Emilia Earhart.
Yes. But you know what? German umbrellas are really good, right? Like, they did not go kaput.
Yeah, it was able to carry Robert or Bob.
Yeah, like somewhere without being seen again.
Yeah, oh my god, rip.
Yeah, but like if you wanna buy umbrella,
Buy from, wait, this is 1800, so it's probably good quality.
Eh,
Maybe
that's
not
true.
anymore na.
you should ask Bob where he bought his umbrella.
But you know, when I was also kid, like maybe 5 years old,
Yeah.
I like the sound of the rain in my umbrella. So there's like one time raining, and I think I'm supposed to have my siesta because kids, like, we are all forced to have like a nap.
Afternoon nap,
Yeah, afternoon nap. But it was raining and no adults was in the house. So I went out with my little umbrella, and then I just walked around the neighborhood. And there my older brother saw me.
He was supposed to also have a nap, right?
He's supposed to look after us. Not really
okay.
nap, but because he's already, I think, old, like way older than me, maybe a teenager at the time.
Okay.
Like early teenager. Maybe 10, 12 or something.
Oh,
or
alright.
sorry, early teenager is 13, 14 maybe. Sorry. Well, yeah, sorry. So yeah, while I was walking around the neighborhood, I saw him, and then I got nervous because I know he will scold me, and he did. He told me to, what are you doing here? Go home. So I went home, but him, like, he just stayed outside still and play outside.
He was supposed to look after you.
Yeah.
You should have also.
Like, older brothers are assholes. That.
Well, but luckily you did not get.
There's no wind at the time. The rain was like pouring straight.
That's true. But in Germany, like in the Philippines when it's raining, like even our parents would allow us to, shower in the rain. But in Germany, I've never done that because when it's raining, it's
really
usually
raining.
cold. And it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. I don't know why Robert here wants to
Go outside.
go outside.
I've never seen also kids, like showering in the rain here.
That's true.
But in the Philippines, it's fun to do that.
Yeah, because it's warm and the water's, cool. And yeah, but here it's just cold and the water's cold.
And because also sometimes when it's really raining hard, sometimes there's hail.
Oh yeah, that's true. And it's painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have that in the Philippines.
Yeah. So what's the moral story here?
Other than German umbrellas are good quality. Well, don't go out when it's raining.
Or just be heavy so the wind cannot.
So always have your soup.
Yeah. I think it's all connected, no? Like it's a series.
Yeah, but yeah, this one is because you, like, there's always this sad case, like, probability of being hit by not thunder,
Lightning.
by lightning. So that as well. And the German winds are very strong.
But this is, I would say, maybe as a kid, this is scary. To get lost.
That's true.
And nobody can hear you or something.
Oh, yes.
You know the movie Castaway?
Yeah.
He was lost. It really hit me hard. Sorry, it really hit me hard when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, like sometimes I think about it at night when I was a kid. I think about it at night. What will happen if
That happens to you.
yeah, something like that. So it's
Oh.
kind of like the same story as this. You know, he was lost.
Ah, okay. And also like a similar story in the Philippines, or maybe just in the province. Like, kids usually have lice, like head lice.
Uh-huh.
And for my mom, as a kid, we always want to go outside and things like that. And our parents usually tell us like, come here, we have to, treat that. And there's this story that my mom, my grandma, my aunt, like everyone in the family would tell us like, if you don't get your head lice treated, like that, this parasite would fly you to this old witch up in the mountains, up in the trees where you can no longer go down.
Stuff like did it scare you?
At first it did.
I never heard that. Yeah, maybe it's just
Like
in the
this
province.
is a province thing.
Yeah.
So that's
That's sad.
yeah, like something similar to this one, except that you're being flown away by parasite. And I'm not sure if they have wings.
Oh, I don't also know. But how can they transfer from one head to another? Maybe they have. Or I'm not sure. Maybe
you
from the
get
comb.
it in school.
From
like,
the comb, right?
yeah, like from comb, or if you share the bed,
Yeah.
or
if
with
you're
your
like do
friends,
this,
yeah. Because in school that's like first day of school, and if it's too hot,
Yeah.
like it spreads out among
Easy.
kids very easy.
So that's the Struwwelpeter book.
Book collection. Oh, yeah, story collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope we learned a lot about German, about
About
German
German
literature,
Yes, true. And
and the story and the moral of the
story. no, no, like real German culture, like 1800s, very old kind of culture. You know?
That's true. That's your that's your typical stories to like bedtime story.
Yeah. Back then.
Yeah. So don't forget your hygiene. Don't forget to
To eat your soup.
eat your soup, not to go out during rainy weather. No,
Don't suck your thumb.
that's true. No bullying.
Yeah. Don't be racist.
And don't be just, bad with cats.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's the most important, I would say. Don't be mad. Don't treat cats
And dogs.
badly.
That's true. And don't play with fire. You know what happens when you play with fire?
You will become a bonfire. No.
Like what happened to Harriet.
Yeah. No, because like the Philippine folklore usually, when they always play with these, like, the once upon a time.
Oh yeah,
thingy.
that's true. That's
When you always play with something, you will become that,
Speaking of once upon a time, there's this story that I really cannot forget.
Uh-huh.
It's something.
Wait, give them a context first. Once upon a time.
This Once Upon a Time, it's children's TV show. Like every Sunday back then, there's this children TV show where they would, like a normal story, but in the end they would give you something. It's similar to this one.
Yeah, it's similar. It's like there's a consequence of how kids misbehave as well.
Yeah.
But not as cruel as this, I would say. Well, wait, sorry.
Sometimes they are.
They are,
Yeah.
sometimes.
There's this story that until now I can still remember this one because I was like really afraid back then that it
Okay.
might happen to me.
So, see, like children's story, like cruel one or like very dark one, sometimes it works on kids.
That's true. Like this story is similar to Soup and Caspa, or like Augusto's story. Like this kid, like dinner time, and then this kid would always say like, "No, I don't want to eat dinner or something." So it happened after some time, and then when they fell asleep, their soul left their body.
Yeah, and then
And the soul was so hungry.
Astral projection.
Exactly. I'm not sure if I'm remembering it correctly.
And then-
but the soul left their body, went to the kitchen,
And then eat.
and then opened he ate and opened the pot of rice and went inside to eat. And then it closed. So the soul was stranded inside the pot.
Oh, really? And then,
And like what happens if your soul doesn't return to your body?
so you're technically in a coma.
Exactly. So that's what happened to the kid.
And then how can... So what happened? Nothing?
I'm not sure. But, well, like any other Filipino stories, it's always happy ending.
Yeah, I think something like... I think it's always being solved.
So I think in the end, like, the soul returned to the body. And then the kid started eating again because of that experience.
I also have one episode that I cannot forget from that show. But, sorry, I actually forgot the story. But I just remember there's 3 of them. They became... It's about like cooking rice as well.
Well, it's Asian.
It's about cooking rice. And then there's 3 of them. They were in the pot of rice. And it's just their head showing. I don't remember how it went, but they became part of the
the rice. They
being
got cooked.
I think it's about like cooking the rice properly or something, like the sinaing. I just remember it's really in my memory.
Okay.
The pictographic memory.
I don't remember that.
Like they were buried in the rice inside of a pot that is being cooked.
Because they don't know how to cook rice.
I'm not really sure. But yeah.
Thank
stuff
God
like that.
for rice cookers.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, it's important to eat and to know how to cook.
So yeah, that's it.
That's it for this.
Episodes.
I hope you all enjoyed. And if you have any other stories as eccentric as the Heinrich Hoffmann story.
If you're enjoying this podcast and you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe button.
Yes, and we're also available in other platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
And if you're generous enough,
Please buy us a coffee.
yes, please.